Part dos. Part dos. All right, everyone, here we go. We are rocking and rolling. We are on the foot of the Art Museum steps. I have a special guest with me today. You are absolutely going to love this. You're going to love this. So step in. This is going to be a great topic. I got a special guest. Mr. Brodecki is going to be joining us right now. So here we go. Yeah, we're doing it live. Come on, everyone. Let's get fired up this morning. Okay, here we go. There we go. There's the view. Here he comes. There he is. Mr. Gordon. Gordon made it. He's coming up the steps right now. I wish I could cue the Rocky music, but you know, we'll do that next time on March 25th. Here he is. Oh man, he's hitting every single step. Look at that. Form, money.
What's up, brother? How you doing? Good morning.
Good morning. Let's get this flipped around. Gordon, man, what's up, man? Good to see you.
Good to see you too, man.
Did you think you'd be on the Rocky steps?
No, I did not. When you asked me to do it, I was like, all right, let's just do this. So, one of the things I want to say, it took me over an hour to get here this morning. And at first, you know, I'm thinking I'm driving 35 minutes or so. And then I hit a moment of frustration.
Okay.
And then what I did was then I totally calmed my mind down. So everything's going to be all right.
Everything's going to be all right.
All right, and I still made it.
Perfect.
No matter what, that's how life is.
Woo! Let's get it. Let's flip it around here. Come on over here. Let's get the backdrop. And we're going to dive in this morning. A couple minutes. There we go. So we got the camera right there. So first of all, Gordon, I want to give a shout out to all the women out there. Today is International Women's Day.
Hell yeah.
All over the world. So let's give a shout out to the women. What do you have to say to the women in the world, in your life? What do you have to say?
Well, yeah, the women in my life have raised me. My mom was the one who used to take me to baseball practice. And I used to practice every single day with me. My dad worked his 9-to-5 job.
Yeah.
And that was his thing, you know. He brought home the money. But the women are the ones who raised us. So we have to make sure we take care of our women.
Yeah.
And we honor our women. So I definitely honor women today on Women's Day.
And I echo the same thing. I was raised by a single mother. The typical extended dysfunctional family is where I came from. But you know what? My mom loved me. And I say that to all the women out there. We love you. Stay plugged in. We're here for you. We're going to work to be better men.
That's right. Sure. Exactly. That's one of the things I agree with.
Yeah.
And be a better listener, man. And sometimes us men like to give advice to women. And if you want to do yourself a real service, men and women, is go out and read the book Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus.
Oh, yes.
Very good book. It's an older book, but it's a great book. It's a great way to just really understand each other. So yeah.
So let's dive in, man, this morning, because let's get tell us about Gordon first, because there's some people who may watch this that don't know you. But we're on the Rocky Steps here. It is March 8th, International Women's Day. So Gordon, let's hear about you. Let's talk about you.
Well, a little bit about me is I've been in the training business started training at the age of 13. My birthday was just 2 days ago. I turned 47.
Happy birthday!
So I've been training for over 30 years. I've actually stepped into the fitness industry over 23 years ago and been in that ever since, and then worked for corporate America for a while. Decided I didn't want to do that anymore. Eventually opened up a business, a personal training business called Garage Fitness.
Yes.
And Garage Fitness, and then on top of that, wrote a book called Unleash the Ultimate You.
Flip around.
Change your mind.
Actually, here, let me get this. Hold on a second. Stay right there. Flip around. Okay. Go ahead. Turn around again. There it is. That's the book. Unleash the Ultimate You. There we go.
Well, it actually turned out to be my mantra, right? For everybody, you want to unleash. For everybody, unleash the ultimate you. What is the best way? When I made that title, it was a subtitle originally.
It was a subtitle.
It was originally like 10 fitness tips, unleash the ultimate you. Then I realized, no, this needs to be the title.
Yes.
This needs to be the title.
Right.
And then, because it was really about unleashing the ultimate you, and then you're changing your mindset, you're changing your body, you're doing both at the same time, simultaneously, because the body and the mind are one. When they say change your mind, change your body, it's both. They work in unison, right?
Yes.
So if you want to change your mood, sometimes you got to just change the way you're breathing just to change your mood. right?
All
It's
the
not
time.
just about just changing your mind. Yeah.
Right now, shoulders back, chin
Yeah.
up, breathe. There you go.
Breathing this
Yeah.
cold air today. You know, this feels good.
Absolutely,
And,
man.
like,
Yes.
like-
It feels good. Go ahead, man.
Like I came out, right? I'm thinking to myself, I'm driving, I'm in traffic.
Like, who the hell is this guy asking me on the rock
Yeah,
stand?
and I'm saying, once you get to your destination, you ever notice that when you ever finally get your destination and you start doing what you're doing, you just everything, all the stress is gone. I feel that right now, and I like this cool air actually. I don't
Yeah,
mind
it feels good.
Yeah,
No,
I'm
it's
surprised.
invigorating.
A little bit, yeah, invigorating. That's
It's
the word.
invigorating. Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about the Unleash the Ultimate You correlates to the breakthrough, because to unleash the ultimate you, and you know in fitness, there's breakthrough moments where you break through plateaus. Especially if you're a bodybuilder, you're going to be competing soon, right?
May 28th.
May 28th going to be competing.
Atlantic City, yeah.
Atlantic City. So you know that there's those breakthroughs. So, but let's talk about for people out there that are not bodybuilders. They're not like, you know, maybe they do exercise, but how does the exercise correlate to a person's breakthrough in their life? Because everything's connected, as you just said. Sarah's saying happy birthday. And by the way, if you have a question, shout it out. Shout it out.
Definitely shout it out. I can answer some questions in Q&A if you guys want to answer the questions.
Yeah, let me just jump in. So we're going to be here March 25th for the event that we're doing, and we're going to be filming this thanks to your videographer.
Nice.
Who's Ukrainian, who I didn't even know that.
Right.
Totally crazy. Anyway, we're going to be filming this. So, Gordon, let's talk about the breakthrough in someone's life with exercise. Does exercise literally help someone's breakthrough in their life? Not their fitness body, but I'm talking about in their life. Success.
I'm going to say with 100% certainty, absolutely. It definitely does. The reason being, when you move your body, you start moving things around, like just the way your hormone levels are and everything. So when you start doing that, when you get out, you see the sun, the sun's in your eyes. Just like Superman gets power from the sun, so do we. we absolutely do, because it enters our eyes. It actually helps out with the circadian rhythm. And getting up and moving, God, listen, if we weren't meant to move, we would be born a tree, a statue, something else. We were born to move. We have muscle, we have bone, we have blood, we just flow. We have to move.
Born to move. Hashtag born to move. Go ahead.
Born to be wild.
Born to be wild. Born to be wild. That's right.
So yeah, exercise should be a part of everybody's life. And I'm not saying go out and start doing this hardcore workout. Start with simple steps. One of my most important things I say in my book is talking about changing habits, and start with little tiny habits.
Yes.
It only starts with 5 minutes a day. Even if I got here and just walked around for 5 minutes a day.
Yes.
I just did that every day for 5 minutes. That's it. I'm building a habit.
Amen. Hallelujah. You're speaking my language. You know, I think people think they got to be up here when really it's just laying the framework. I did this with, you know, as an ultra marathoner, I finished my 50K here, but I started around the block. I started building the habit, just like, you know what I mean? And then you start to lay the tracks down. Next thing you know, you're competing, right?
Right. Listen, I'm no different from anybody else out there when it comes to fitness. It's not, I just put my work in. That's it. Right? When I started dieting for this show recently, I started eating better. When I call dieting, really all I'm doing is lower my calories. I still eat what I want within a healthy range. But it's not even this big hardcore, let's go type of diet.
Which is what I used to do.
Oh, it's a real slow process.
Yes.
I mean, I lived, is it 8 pounds maybe over 2 months? But people are like, oh, I want to lose 10 pounds in a week. And I'm like, no, don't think about it that way. Everything, just take it in strides. Life
Bites. I call it micro moments, micros, you know, you're slivering away.
Oh, I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
You take those little tiny moments of your life and you just utilize them for something that you really want to do and make time for it. You got to schedule it. That's one of the things I always talk about. One of the things, you should definitely schedule everything that you do in life. People think it's going to trap you. It does the opposite. It actually frees up your time.
I have a quote. It says this. I don't know if I share this with you. The more you do, the more you can do. The more you don't do, the more you won't do. And I think when you start to carve in these micro moments and you start to lay the track and you get out of your head, because we typically overthink, next thing you know, you're moving. You're moving. You're riding the bike, right? A bike. When you're riding a bike, you got to move. So let's get back to this breakthrough, though. So someone's listening. The listener is listening right now, and they're like, okay, I want to break through in my life. But what? Like, give me some. I need more. Like,
okay, what I would say is that when you want to get into fitness, you want to do something, and you know, Gordon's telling me that fitness is going to change my life. Why is fitness going to change my life? What's it going to do? Well, fitness is going to change your life because it's going to give you a better outlook. You're going to feel better, more confident. Things are going to start changing. releases dopamine in your brain, which is a chemical that helps you become happy. That's why we do anything, by the way, dopamine. Dopamine is why we do everything.
Yeah.
And another thing I would say is join the community. Join a community of like-minded people.
Act.
Number 2,
Act.
act.
Community.
You know, it's funny.
Today at 12 noon.
Yeah. It's 12 noon today,
12
right?
noon today, yeah. 12 noon today, we have act. Go ahead.
So I'll be jumping on there. I'll be training somebody, but at the same time, I'll be on there listening, and getting involved in this. Just being part of the community. You got to be part of a community. And once you do that, and another thing, don't focus on something you don't want to do. Because every time you focus on what you don't want to do, you start tend to be obsessed with that, right? If you don't want to stay up late at night, and that's all you're thinking of, guess what's probably going to happen? You're probably going to stay up late.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah, you're like, I gotta get sleep. I have 5 hours. You ever count the amount of hours you have till the next morning?
Yeah,
like 5 hours.
I've done that.
Yeah.
I've done that. I get 6, but I'm always like, if I get 6. Like even if I get less, I'm like, I can do this. Like I figure it out, right? You figure it out.
Yeah.
But I just want to give Gordon a shout out because I had a shoulder problem. Many of you know I had a rotator cuff tendonitis and got some good rest. Met with you last week, man. You just killed me here, man. Like, but you know what? It feels better. It's sore. But I went to the gym yesterday. I started, and thanks to you, I'm back. Like I'm getting excited about the traditional weightlifting again, which I had kind of put aside because into that hurry up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hurry up, cross train, timing. Like I've been in that space for so long, and I need the opposite energy, right? I need to slow down, work on the form, and I did that.
Think, concentrate,
focus.
Focus is what we are all losing today's technology, the database world today. It's like we have to focus, slow your mind down. Right, slow it down,
breathe, and go ahead.
Yeah, you were talking. Like another thing is look for somebody, hire a coach. That's a huge one to help you stay motivated. Because motivation only lasts so long, right? Our willpower is really high during the early parts of the day. That's why we should probably exercise. Most of us should get up right away and exercise.
Yes,
that's when it's highest. Because then it dwindles by the end of the night. Because we release a lot of chemicals, like an adenosine, which is a receptor that starts early in the day and starts filling up. And then when we get tired, that's why we go to sleep.
Yeah,
you can get a good about 8 hours in the first 8 hours of the day. That's when you should really do your hardest work, and the rest of it, after that, your kids, your family, your friends, a hobby, those things you work on. Right?
Yeah, no, I appreciate that because I tend to be like, I've changed this, but I used to go bell to bell, like 8 to faint, working 8 to faint. And I think there's a place for that. There's seasons for that, but you got to be conscious, right? You got to be conscious. I take breaks, I take a nap, I stop, I breathe for 10 minutes, I walk. I do those micro moments throughout the day.
Right.
Lunges. I mean, I'm just to continue to do that movement.
Right. You told me so when you said from bell to bell, and what you could do that few and far between. But you reminded me of something. Something I wanted to bring up. That's actually called. You can get into what we call a flow state. I don't know if you ever heard of a flow state. A flow state's a short period of time, like maybe about maybe 4 hours at most to 5 hours from one day, that you get that much work done as much as somebody would get in 40 hours of work week. But it's something that can't be too hard and it can't be too easy. It's got to be right in that little sweet spot, right? When you're working on something. And then you've got to decompress from that flow state and then build back up. And what'll happen is you'll be able to do it again, but you can't just go right at it and do it again. And it's got to be something that you know well enough, but not too hard. And it happens with exercise.
Yeah.
It happens in sports. If anybody out there ever played a sport like basketball, football, baseball, whatever sport you play, volleyball, I don't care. And you call it like you get a sweet spot, right? You're in the zone.
So you're in the zone,
right? And that's called a flow state. Every time speeds up or it slows down, and that happens with exercise too.
Yes.
I'm doing my exercise. It happens when people, musicians, when they're playing an instrument, they get in the pocket, they call it. So that's another. Flow state is good, but it's not something you can sustain for long periods of time. And don't feel bad if you feel it crash going on, because a lot of people feel like it's called burnout. So you just want to relax and take, like, for instance, I took
Flow by Mahali. Go ahead.
Yeah. So and Stephen Kotler, if you ever look up Stephen Kotler, Catching Fire, he has a book out. So you could. So definitely the flow state's good, but I had to decompress this weekend after my birthday week. I was so tired. I'm like, what is going on? I slept for almost 2 days, took a caffeine break, because I do that once I drink caffeine, but I also take a break from it. I talk about not being the magic pill, but it's good to utilize here and there. Who doesn't like a good cup of Java?
Oh yeah, I drink. I was off it for 3 years. Now I drink black coffee.
Yeah.
Anyway, but I want to talk about this flow state because let's think of this. What prevents a flow state, right? If I did it physically, overthinking, right? Right? You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
overthinking.
Yeah. Listening.
It's overthinking, and it's resistance, and I'm not moving forward.
Right.
Flow state. Woo! Out of my head. like today, you know, we're setting this up. You can get in your head timing, right? You're boxing everything in, but then you get here, and now it's just like flowing. It's just flowing, right? You feel that?
Yeah.
I think the audience can feel that. Okay. Hope you brought something warm. Flow state, like the sound of that. Time goes unnoticed. Flow by Mahali. Sine, hey Sine. Love flow times. Not such long hours. Well, yeah, be effective. I mean, I think we all crave that. We just don't. It's tough to get there. Do you have any tips to help people get into that flow state?
Oh yeah, definitely. So what you want to do is you want to put yourself in a quiet place if you're about to learning. But if you're doing it in training, that's a little different. You're just like that's just by doing it over and over, get a repetition, then challenge yourself a little bit harder. And I would say like 10 to 30% harder than you normally would push yourself. Then you get into a flow state, and you could do it with learning. And what you do is you get in a quiet space, make sure you have all declutter everything around you. Because believe it or not, people think the clutter distracts you, and then when you start, it doesn't even matter if it's a picture of your kid, like your family sitting on your desk. It still can distract you. I'm not saying to get rid of those things, but just minimize the amount of clutter that you have, paperwork, whatever it is, and then sit down, do the work that you really want to do. Make sure it's challenging enough, but not too challenging, and do what you said, which I really like, is break it up into micro,
yeah,
micro missions. Is that what do you call it?
Yeah, I mean, there's different ways to do it. Elon Musk, you know Elon Musk, right? He's probably one of
I have
those.
no idea who it is.
Yeah. So there's different ways to do it. I'm going to give you two tips, right? Elon Musk literally works in pockets of micro moments throughout the day. He has an uncanny ability to transition. Now think about it. You're getting a rocket into space. You know, think about all the stuff. Now, I'm not suggesting that you live like that, but there's pockets for that, right? Where I'm not a multitasker. I know it. What I do well is when I sit down and I do a FBT, focused block of time on a high priority that's linked to a high aspiration. That's when it's like pure power for me. To get there is not always easy.
No.
And that's why you got to take time, write it on your calendar, even if you got one focused block of time today. Step away from social media and just get that focused block of time. And I'm telling you, it's pure power. That, like even today, 1 hour can literally transform the rest of the year if you're literally dialed in. That's how powerful it is.
Yeah, and some people go, well, how do you know what you should be working on when you're in flow? And it's real simple. What don't you want to do? What's the hardest thing you want to do in your life that you're avoiding? Right? Do that. If it's exercise, then it's got to be. So you got to start doing that.
Yep.
Right? If you do your hardest thing, I say get your exercise out or as early as you can earlier in the day. But if you have to do it at night, do it at night. You just still got to get it in regardless.
Get it done.
Get it in. Get it in.
So anything else you want to share? I want you to give me our best Rocky at the top of the steps too.
Boxing?
Yeah. I want you to give us your best Rocky.
I have to run up again.
No. We're just gonna do right here. You got the sneakers over there. And
What do you want me to do?
share?
I haven't seen Rocky in like.
Anything else you want to share before we transition?
No, I'm good right now. Let's get action. Action. So here's what I want to share. A lot of time we're sitting here and everybody wants to learn and wants to do this and wants more information. Right now we're in a society that's information overload and less actions being taken. So I don't get it. I don't understand the definition of work now is sitting behind a computer, and it boggles my mind. When I think of the definition of work, I think of movement. So you got to have action in your life. It's going to make you feel so much better, because that's the reality of things, people. Sitting behind a computer and doing Zooms are beautiful because it's great to connect, but really getting to these events where live or being together.
That's why we did this today. That's why I invited you here, because I'm like, let's get here, let's get out. The energy here is off the charts, right?
It's just us.
Yeah, it's just us. There's other people.
I mean, other people here, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, if we got a group of people together, imagine the energy you've even raised.
March 25th, be here. We're going to go up these freaking steps. I'm telling you. All right. So, finish up. I want to give you,
What do we just jump around?
Yeah, man. So let me get the view. Hold on. All right, go ahead. Give me your best Rocky. There he is.
Adrian!
There we go.
How to do it.
Gordon, this has been awesome, man. I'm so excited. So everybody, this is Gordon. Make sure you connect with Gordon, Garage Fitness. Incredible. You do virtual stuff too, right?
Yes, I do virtual stuff.
So he does virtual because it's the world we live in, but he has the physical location.
Yeah, I do that. I'm also what I do is coaching. If you're just looking just for coaching, if you're looking to help with your mindset, I also do business consultants for gyms
Yes.
and help and personal trainers. So anybody else there knows a personal trainer that's looking to start a business, or a gym owner that's looking to sell or is in trouble,
Scale or
want to scale or
scale.
sell even want to sell their business. Let me know. I'll reach out to them. You give me their number or however you want to do it, and then we can go from there. I can help them out definitely.
30 years in fitness.
Yeah.
And how long in your own business?
I'll say on my own business about 9 years now.
So 30 years in fitness.
12.
9.
Yeah, 10 years now.
10 years in his own business,
years,
running
yeah.
it right
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
not too far from Philadelphia. You're gonna be here March 25th.
I'm gonna be here. You know what? I'm gonna move myself around the counter because he's putting pressure on me.
Oh, you wouldn't? Now people want to see you.
Yeah,
Here.
I'll be. Yeah, okay, I'll be here. They want to see me again. I'll
And
be
we
here.
have a surprise, maybe.
Okay, maybe surprise. Maybe surprise. I have to find out.
Maybe a surprise. All right, everyone. This has been awesome. This is Austin reminding you to get free from whatever's holding you back. The process never stops. Stay present, right? Grab the presents, flow, and move forward from a place of peaceful power, poised, planned, and passionately on purpose. Bye for now, everyone.